All right, in 4-5, we're going to be doing a system of linear inequalities. First up, what we're really doing here is graphing more than one inequality at the same time, and we're just going to see where the shaded regions overlap, and that's going to be our overall solution set. So when you graph these, you might want to just kind of give yourself a little reminders. There's not always going to be a little box provided, but just write off to the side some little details. So what are the solutions for this? We're going to graph this system. Notice there's more than one inequality. This one here, I noticed that it would be a dotted line and that we would shade above. So what I'm actually going to do is start with that line. So let's go ahead and this is where having different colors might even come in handy. But I know this graph starts at -2. The slope is 1 or 1 over 1. So I would draw something like this here. Plot some points, try to fill up the whole graph, and you just try to keep going up 1 over 1, and you can even reverse that to fill up the entire graph. I'm going to use my little tool here. Remember, it's going to be a dotted line, so it would look something like this here. Okay. Now this one I also mentioned that I would shade above, so I'm going to go over here, and I would shade everything above. Let me see, can I get this? Everything in this area up here. Okay. Now let's go to the other one. And this is where a different color might come in handy. So this one starts at +1. There we go. And this one goes down 1 over 1. So it's something like this here, going down 1 over 1. Plotting as many points as I can. I could also reverse it. Something that looks like this here. This one will be a solid line. So I'm going to go over here, choose a solid line. There we go, something like this. I got some other points messing with me here. Come back here. Anyways, you get the idea there. Now, this one I said I would shade below. So on this one, I'm going to shade below using my other color here. Do the best we can here. So what we're truly looking for is where the shading would overlap. And this is why you want to try to shade a little bit light. So what I would notice is that everything overlaps in this area. So what we got here, like basically 4 triangles, 4 regions. There's no shading at all. There's no answers in this area that work for anything. This here only worked for the red one or the first inequality that I did. This here only works for the second one. This here though, this area has both. So what I might do is, if it's not clear already, this is pretty clear that that's the darkest region. I could always go through and shade that the darkest, just so I know that it's clear that everything here, this is my answer. That's it. So they might even give you a few follow-up questions. Is this point a solution? So -6, 0 would be right here. And yeah, that's in the shaded region where they're overlapping. So this would be a yes. All right. Let's try that again. So, excuse me, this one here, it's going to be a solid line. We're going to shade above, so it starts at 2. Helps if I have the right tool going on here. So we're going to start at 2. We're going to go, in this case, down 1 over 1. You should notice this one looks pretty similar to one that we've seen before. They just kind of changed some of the numbers, some of the symbols. All right, this is a solid line. As straight as possible there, fill up my whole graph. There we go. This one we would shade above. So again, I'd want to shade this area a little bit light. You usually normally pick some lighter colors maybe. So you get the idea there. Okay. All right, the other one here is going to start at a -2, and this one goes down 1 over 1. So you might notice here that they actually have the same slope, so they're going to be parallel. This one here is going to be a dotted line, so let me grab my dotted line, draw a line through here. So these are actually parallel lines. Let's see what happens here. All right, I'm going to shade below for this one. There we go. So something like this here. So this is kind of a unique situation. Often in here you would like shade in between, and that would be our answer set. But here we're shading everything above, everything below. Here they don't overlap anywhere. So we would actually say here is that there's no solution because there's nowhere that they're overlapping. There's no answers that they have in common. All right, this one's already graphed for us. We're just kind of checking to see are any of these points solutions. So 0, 0, well, look, 0, 0 is right here. It is in this shaded region, but I can see that this is the darkest shaded region. This is where they overlap. So 0, 0 is only an answer for one of them, not for both. So this would be a no. 4, -4 is down here. That's not an answer for anything, so definitely a no. 4, 6, if we go to 4, 6, that's inside this triangle. That's the shaded region, so that's a yes. This 3, 2 is the interesting one. 1, 2, 3, then 1, 2 looks like it's right at this intersection point, but it's actually going to be a no. It's not inside the shaded region. It's where they're intersecting, and they're both a dashed line. Even if just one of them was a dashed line, we would say no. In order for an intersection point to be a solution, it has to be where both lines are solid. All right, so definitely remember on a solid line it works, on a dotted dash line it does not. There's a practice on the next page. Try those out, and we'll go from there.